Lola Young, it's an earworm, it's catchy, it's massive, it's messy. Welcome to Mid Mornings with Mo Flavor on 947. Good that you're on board today as we start another week and remind ourselves that life generally does life. That's why we've got the Daily Dilemma. Thami has sent in this story, so let's go through it and see what thoughts we can give, what perspective you and I have, because that's what Thami is looking for. So Thami says, a few years ago, my best friend and I started a business together. We registered the company, became directors, and truly believed we had a unique idea, even though we struggled to find clients. As time went on, money became tight, so my friend focused more on finding a full-time job while I continued trying to keep the business alive. When he eventually got employed, he officially resigned as a director and walked away from the business, leaving me to continue on my own. For the next 3 years, I poured everything into the company. I sacrificed weekends, invested my own money, faced rejection after rejection, and kept believing in the vision we once shared. Then, out of nowhere, I landed the biggest contract of my life. The business is finally taking off, and as soon as my former partner heard the news, he called me asking to come back as a director, saying he deserves a seat at the table because he was there from the beginning and helped found the business. I need advice, says Thami. Should I welcome him back because he was there from when the dream started, or do I tell him that he gave up on the business when times were tough and can't return now that things are moving nicely? Is being a founder enough to earn your place, at least place back in the spot, or do you lose that right the minute you walk away? There are many hand gestures that I can recommend you use, Thami, and I think I would use one of those hand gestures. The middle finger is certainly one of them, because really, the whole thing about it is, once you start something, you go through the motions, the good times, the bad times. You don't want people who are just in it for a good time and not a long time. That's not the hallmarks of a good and a really sound business partner. So I don't see myself partnering with someone like that. I've been there many times. You start something with a group of people, and it's a little maybe shaky in the beginning. Maybe what we thought would come alive on paper is not quite coming alive. And then all of a sudden, and all it takes is one moment, that one moment that changes everything, and now people want to claim a spot. So I'm happy to go out at my own. I don't need you guys. So this one is a simple one, Thami. I don't know if there's anything complex. Obviously, it might strain the relationship, and maybe that's something to think about, as in the how you do it. But sometimes the relationship maybe was meant to end, because what's the point of having friends like that? So that's my thought, Thami, and I wonder what other perspectives will be. So you've heard the story. What do you reckon Thami's next move should be? What would you do in a scenario like this? 066381869. Drop your thoughts.
Stand out for another standout morning with Mo Flavor.
On 947. 9 to 12, Monday to Friday.
Kygo and Miguel remind me to forget on 947. It's Mid Mornings with Mo Flavor. Welcome aboard. Today we are giving all our attention to Thami, because Thami has a tricky life situation that he feels is a dilemma. I feel a little differently. I think it's easy, but when you're not in a situation and you're an armchair critic, it's easy for you to say, oh, this is what I would have done. So Thami and his friend started a business. Rocky start, wasn't doing well. Eventually the friend was like, not for me. I'm going to get a 9 to 5. Wasn't a good idea to take the plunge and start a business. A couple of years later, business gets a nice contract, and now Thami is doing well. Now the friend wants to come back, join the company as the director they were before they left, and Thami's like, no, hang on a second. How does that work? Yes, we had a dream together, but how do you now want to come back when things are rosy? Tulu is on the line. Good morning. Hello, Tulu.
Morning, Mo. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I don't know. Do friends do this?
They actually do. They actually do, and it sucks because, well, it means when things are going south, he's gonna disappear again. So I say,
Yeah.
do not let him back in.
Yes, he's demonstrated his behavior and his propensity to leave whenever the going gets tough.
Exactly.
Yeah. I agree.
Boy, bye.
I mean, I'm just curious. If you were to ever start a business, I don't know if you've started one, but is it a good idea to even do it with friends?
No. It's a problem. It's a problem, Mo. I started a business with a friend.
Oh, you did?
So we were selling wigs, and she was the problem. Oh, she was the problem. She used to borrow money from the business until the business went down. It was bad. So no thanks.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
And I think it raises questions. Thanks for that call, Tool. It raises questions about, when going into business, how to determine what sort of business partner you should have. You guys need to be aligned. Your values, there needs to be a certain level of complement between the two of you. So you don't have to have the same skills, but whatever you know, whatever they know, that together needs to be complementary. And you also need to see them at their worst. So when they lose their cool, how do they behave? What does it take for them to lose their cool? Are they good with money? Are they bad with money? Are they good with people? Do they have poor social skills? All these things matter. Sometimes just do a dry run before you guys start formalizing things, eh? Do you know what I mean? Like, do a dry run. Like when you go on a date. Because really.
Mo, Thami doesn't even need to stress this thing. Hambile, Baba. You can't now come back because I'm in the land of milk and honey when you thought you could find better. You thought the grass was greener on the other side. Stay there. Let me enjoy the success of the business.
No, I agree, Vusi. Running a business is no ice cream, on a hot sunny day. It's tough business. There's nothing smooth about it. All right, we'll get more comments in. Send them through.
You've reached in his Renault Duster en route to Dullstrom. This journey is taking to try a sport far more boring than its name might suggest. Fly, fishing. He'll be in his Renault Duster, which he bought with 40,000 rand trade-in assistance.
Be like and leave it all behind in the Renault Duster.